This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Ciao.
What's up, fellas?
Not much. Are we all holding our things, or is that just for dramatic effect?
By things, Alex is talking about our microphones.
Microphones.
That's true. If you're not looking in our microphones, we're not all holding our things.
This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Handshake.
The number one sports betting podcast coming out of the sports stuff with Jim Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the steerer of the rudderless ship, the original degenerate Muff. Joined.
Muff.
Hello, friends. Joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio degenerate, the capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
Fuck Michigan.
Coming out hot. And last but certainly not least, joining us from a weekend of debauchery. Alex was not around for the main show this week, but is here to talk about all the degenerate things, because that's what Alex partook in over the weekend. The medical degenerate Alex.
That's me. Yeah, I drank a little bit of whiskey last night, so I'm just licking some wounds, but I'm here and I'm back for my ventures.
Holding this thing and licking those wounds. No comment? All right, moving along.
Hand check.
Hand check. All right, that is our introductions. Now into our totems, our items of good luck, starting with Alex.
I am back to rocking the toboggan because I am hot and would like to stay hot.
Ooh, good. Jim?
I have the Kraken hat. They may be making an exit here soon, but
Why?
I want to be doing better.
Okay. Says somebody coming off a winning week. Good to know.
I also have a week where I'm 1-8, so meh.
All right. And lastly, for any of those that follow along on YouTube or listen, I am without
Oh,
my typical totem, the item of good luck, my blender's sunglasses.
What happened?
I am instituting a new totem, a new item of good luck that is not new to the show, but is new to the totem world.
Oh dear.
So we're gonna give each of you one guess. What is something that is not new to the show that I can bring in?
are you bringing the coin? The coin can't be your totem.
Good thing it's not a coin. It's the light. The light. The light is now
The totem.
the item of good luck for me.
But does it take away the unbias of the light?
Oh, about to find out.
Oh boy.
Light is always on my side, and the dark side is always with Jim.
And I'm just in the middle.
Alex exists in this world to be that middle ground.
I'm just gonna keep putting my hands up so people know I'm not holding my thing.
Good call.
And in between, Alex will lick his wounds. And as always, a reminder that our exclusive betting app is FanDuel.
FanDuel is. I blame FanDuel
FanDuel.
for why I have a hangover.
It's FanDuel.
Alex, you explained that. That's really it. You hit a parlay and you use that to
Buy whiskey.
Purchase some liquor.
I did, but I don't regret it. It was good. It's very good. It was very good.
It was very effective.
It was very effective. It got the job done. Let me tell you.
I think we have a cheater in our midst.
What?
Somebody within the show has been cheating on FanDuel.
Oh yeah. That's me. That's
Mm.
me. I cheated on FanDuel. I'm not even gonna name the app that I cheated on them with, because I still love FanDuel in my heart. But I did take some bonus monies that was being offered, made a hell of a run on it, and made $300, $340.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
And now, if you choose and there's no more good deals, you can cash it out and put it in FanDuel.
that's right.
So you really were just robbing Peter to pay Paul.
That's exactly what I've already done.
So what you should do is say that you're actually overly boosting FanDuel because you wanted to take money from another betting site and put it into their scheme.
and then lose it to FanDuel.
And then lose it to FanDuel.
You're moving it from you take the
It's a shell game. It's just a big old shell game,
Yeah.
except for
Exactly.
FanDuel is the ultimate
So
beneficiary.
you know what? Really, I think you were helping them.
In all seriousness, I've dabbled with another one or two books.
Mhm.
None of them are as good as FanDuel.
I agree.
Like just the functionality of FanDuel.
Yeah.
Free promo FanDuel. I like your app. I think it's well done.
No free ads.
Hey,
No
hey,
free
you can
ads.
say that honestly because
Well, we've been giving free ads for weeks now.
Yeah.
Months.
Get on FanDuel.
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 FanDuel. All right. So you can also follow us all on the Action app. You can follow me at CMcPherson20.
I
And
am go ahead.
At Real Medical Degenerate.
Bucketville Butcher.
There we go. Alex, it's a crapshoot whether Alex gets bets in.
Yep.
Jim's been pretty consistent.
I think I only missed 1 week
Yeah.
season. And to be fair, I was on vacation.
It's fair. All right. That brings us into last week's recap of our best bets along with our special picks.
Who's going first?
Oh, I was just
Alex. Alex has the best record. Best winning percentage, I should say.
I went 4-2 last week, which brought my overall record to 44, 29-2 with a 587 winning percentage. My victories were Louisville -1.5 at Miami, Kansas +8.5 versus Kansas State, the Cowboys -10.5 at the Panthers, and the Texans -4.5 versus the Cardinals. My two losses were JMU. Lock them back up, -8.5 versus App State. And I also lost Missouri -11.5, who won but did not cover against Florida.
Low rider. Next this week is Jim.
I went 6-4. My winning percentage is now 478. I have a total of 43 wins, 45 losses, 2 pushes. My wins, I hit an under.
You did hit an under.
The Purdue Northwestern game under 46.5. Ohio State covered the spread -27.5. Real pumped about that. Took Texas -7.5 against Iowa State. I was worried about that one. The Cowboys handling the Panthers and the Texans covering against against the Cardinals. My losses are
Also
Utah.
The Jags covering.
Oh yeah, the Jags covered. Hey, all right. I lost the Utah at Arizona game. I lost.
Was Cam Rising playing?
No, but he's playing next year. Remember? We think.
Well, more to come next week.
Right.
Week 0. Next year, week 0.
James Madison lost that one. Lions. Oh, that one's probably the most painful of the week. And then the Dolphins didn't cover either.
The Finns did not cover. I went 5-4, bringing my record to 41-38 with a 519 winning percentage. My wins were Illinois, Iowa under 30.5. God, wait till we get to that line this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't we have another one coming?
Yeah, Clemson covering 6.5, hosting North Carolina. LSU covering 30.5, hosting Georgia State. Texans covering 4.5, hosting the Cardinals, and the Steelers Browns under 36.5 to offset the losses of Michigan to cover 19.5, traveling to Maryland. James Madison -8.5, hosting App State, and the Finns -11.5, hosting the Raiders. And my last loss was Monday night as the Chiefs could not cover, could not get a win, -3, hosting the Eagles.
I want to go back to our whole action app for a hot second. It is a bonus feature, I believe, of the show to follow Muff on Action App. Sunday came, I was up money, and all of a sudden I'm getting notifications because I follow my friend Muff of some parlays he's putting down. And they were good. I mean, in theory,
They're all great in theory.
Parlays, and they were fun to watch. Like it made Sunday more interesting.
Jim texted me Sunday morning. He's like, "Hey, how you feeling about this?" And my response is pretty much, Jim, anytime a parlay gets over about plus 300 or 400, it's crapshoot, buddy. Just along for the ride.
But it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
But those are the ones that get super exciting to hit.
Yeah.
They are, especially if they're like alive in the second half.
Yes.
That's when it gets exciting.
Follow him on the Action app. It's worth it, people.
Bingo, bango. And in our specialty picks, starting with the Mike All-Star Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow, pow.
We have a winner as the pick goes to 5-7 on the year as the Texans cover 4.5 against the Cardinals.
That was a good win. I like that one.
Yeah.
We've done it. We were back on the right side. We've been slowly digging out of the hole we had at the beginning of the year. And in the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week,
get out of here.
Another win as the Moneyline Dog goes to 9-3 for the year as Washington beat Oregon State straight up.
I mean, at this point, is it even risky to tail us on this one? Like, we're pretty hot on this one.
Jim, can you please define what a Moneyline Dog is?
Not off the top of my head. I know it when I see it. I'm getting better at pointing them out.
Jim's Moneyline Dogs are like porn to Jim. He can't define it, but he knows it when he sees
exactly.
As always. As always. And the Lolita Whale of a parlay. Another loss. I think it's that time for you boys. I think this is the week.
It might be.
This is the week as my leg and Alex's leg lost. Jim took the under 46.5 Purdue Northwestern, which is the win. I had James Madison. Alex had Missouri, both to cover. And we tossed in the risky pick, which was obviously a winner in this week's whale of a parlay.
I mean, that one would have, whether we did risky or the all-star this week, it would have worked. But I like having the risky pick in there.
Yeah.
So we'll have to discuss what we're going to do for the parlay this week.
I think it should all be unders.
The under.
The under.
The under. The Fremunda parlay.
I think we do an NFL under parlay, Alex.
From under the grave.
We can
Not
do
to be
that.
confused with from under.
Jeez.
The NFL. This week's game starting on Thursday, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving football. Starting.
It's wild to me that it's Thanksgiving.
I know.
Packers at the Lions. The Lions favored by 7.5, over under 46.5 points. Aaron Jones, doubtful to play in this one for the Pack. Not going to help their cause.
Okay, but it's Thanksgiving. They just lost to the Bears or didn't cover the Bears.
The Lions won.
Played like doo-doo against the Bears.
Their defense played like doo-doo.
Yeah. I want to say Lions. I think I even put it in there because, I want to bet on something on Thanksgiving. But I'm hesitant. It's leaning. Because of the Thanksgiving stigma.
Well, that's
Thanksgiving till the Lions lose.
Yeah.
I think this is the
Nate stigma.
Yeah. This is the year, though.
I mean, they've been proving everything else wrong. Why is it not time for them to prove this wrong? And for that reason, and with Aaron Jones out for the Pack, most likely out, I'm going to say that there's no real good chance of him playing. I'm going to take the Lions to win in tryptophan prime time turkey.
There's got to be a promo on that too on FanDuel.
Most likely.
There is a risk-free same-game parlay.
Yeah, I see that. There we go. All right.
So I will be with Muff on that.
See, this is a really Thursday bets to me. This is Thanksgiving Day bets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So like all the other rules are off for my mind with Thanksgiving Day for the NFL.
If we all run it, and it's Thursday, and it's the Lions, and it's Thanksgiving, I think we've cursed them.
Because you said it, maybe. So
I'm willing to
get off our backs.
You're right.
Stop holding your thing and get off our backs.
You're right.
Yeah, especially if you're holding my thing.
Yeah, we don't need this. Next on Thanksgiving Day, with the Commanders at Dallas to take on the Cowboys. It might still be the 20th century in Dallas, but the Cowboys are favored by 10.5, over under 48.5.
I kind of like the Cowboys to cover here too.
I do.
I am already on it. CD Lamb is questionable, but I got to imagine he's going to play on Thanksgiving Day for them boys against the Commanders. Is this rivalry still take on the same effect when it's the Commanders Cowboys?
No, I don't think so. I think it loses some of its punch.
And I've heard many people saying the hard R word recently.
So have I.
I mean, I understand there's been some commentary that, it's not necessarily as offensive as most people may want it to be or portray it to be, but I still think that I'm going to say I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, until we get the all clear.
I don't know where that all clear comes from.
Exactly. From some authority. I'm good.
Yeah, but I am on the Cowboys. I'm going to take two Turkey Day games. I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover 10.5. Thanksgiving Day at Dallas. Commanders coming off a bad game, right? Sam Howell had a bad game, and I got to imagine he was sacked like 7 or 8 times. Ain't going to get any better against Dallas.
I think he was sacked 9 times.
Yeah, that's not going to get any better against Dallas.
No.
In fact, he may not finish this game.
It's probably going to hurt worse.
Yeah. They might pull him out for the sake of his health.
All right.
Jim, thoughts?
I'm going to go with it. I think I'm going to do, not only am I going to go with it, I might bet all the Thursday games
in
a
college,
parlay.
In college as well, or just the NFL?
No, NFL.
Okay.
I thought about that too, to be honest, Jim.
Yeah. I might.
I think I know where you're probably leading in the next game as the 49ers travel to Seattle, take on the Seahawks in prime time. Thanksgiving night action as the 49ers are favored by 7, over under 43.5 points.
Give me the Niners all day long. Seahawks are not healthy. I think the Walker's going to be out for sure.
He's always hurt, man.
Yeah. I mean, I heard yesterday he's not playing by Thursday. I heard it on the Sports Center.
So Gino's questionable.
Gino's banged up.
Yeah. And I want the Seahawks to do well because obviously I'm going to root for Gino, but I'm with you here that I would take the 49ers for sure.
Yeah, I'm hammering that sucker home.
Yeah. Just something about the 12th man. I'm just going to stay out of it. Okay. I want this to go well for you too, but I'm not gonna get involved.
I don't know yet, but it's definitely consideration. I'm not gonna get.
Moving on to the Amazon Prime Black Friday Bowl. Dolphins traveling to Jersey, take on the New York Jets. Dolphins favored by 9.5, over under 41.
I'm staying away. Dolphins burned me last week. I understand that we're on QB whatever in New York, but this might be an under pick for the parlay that we're going to build.
Yeah, I can see that.
Keep that one in the hopper, Jim. But put it down there to remember.
Okay.
For posterity. Moving on to Sunday football, starting with the 1 p.m. slate. Patriots at the Giants. Patriots favored by 3.5, over under 33.5.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Not sure after seeing the Giants last week, could they be going a little bit of a run? I don't know, but
I'm staying away as well. I want to say that Bill's going to make this happen against a rookie quarterback, but there's a lot of things that Bill has not done this year that he typically does.
Exactly.
So I'm going to stay away from that as well. Next, we got the Steelers taking on the Bengals. Steelers favored by 1.5, over under 34.5. There is I think about a 40 to 50% chance of rain on Sunday in Cincinnati.
Probably more than that.
Thinking
it's going to get worse, I think.
Okay. Steelers still, Minkah Fitzpatrick is questionable for this one, and they've done what they can to fill the middle linebacker hole. For the Bengals,
are we not going to talk about the real news?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Get to the injuries.
Who could know?
Joe Burrow obviously not playing in this one. T. Higgins is questionable. And the biggest news coming out of Pittsburgh on the day that we were recording on Tuesday is, Alex?
Matt Canada is fired.
You're fired. He's out. He's out as the offensive coordinator. But when they named who's going to be doing this, which is a combination of the quarterbacks coach and the running backs coach, and the quarterback coach is the one that gets the play calling duties. I don't know. This might be why he hadn't been fired, because I don't know that we've got the people on the staff now to make this work.
I Here's the thing. I am glad we got rid of him. I genuinely feel bad for the guy because could you imagine? Like, it's just wild to me how much people wanted him fired. And like it became a thing. Like, I don't know. Feel bad for him.
I
First,
think
good.
I think the tandem coordinator thing.
Well, they're not tandem coordinators. The running backs coach is the coordinator, and the quarterbacks coach is the play caller.
Okay, I think it's going to work out a lot better than you think. This is the first time anybody's been fired midseason for the Steelers since 1942.
A head
1942.
coach or coordinator.
Yeah, insane. Good for them, but what a crazy stat.
Yeah, this is general manager Omar Khan shaking it up.
We get it right the first time, usually, damn it.
Well, he wasn't around for that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I'm cool with this. I think that I like the Steelers here. I'm leaning.
Leaning. Yeah, it's the indecision of what really can you change in a week, right? They may be able to install like 5 or 6 solid new plays, but they can't change the offense drastically in 1 week.
I'm just interested to see, do we come out and call some like exciting scheme and have a great offense and Matt Canada looks like a dummy, or do we look like the same team? We're like, shit, maybe it wasn't Matt Canada's fault.
I think the bigger story here is Burrow being out. What does Cincinnati have left? Like, can you imagine a guy coming in? Hi, I'm here to replace you, who's hurt. How did you get hurt? Oh, you've been getting hit nonstop for 2 years straight. I'll sign up for that job.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like one of those things that got him.
But he's been getting hit. Like, as if you're the backup, you're like, now I'm the target. I think he crumbles.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, against the Steelers defense, there's an opportunity there for a bad game. I agree. Next, we have the Panthers at Tennessee taking on the Titans. The Titans favored by 4 over under 37. Another chance of rain in this game.
Also, one I would put for the unders, but I'm staying away everywhere else.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I'm
Add it to the
also
list.
staying away on this one. Next, we have the Jaguars at the Texans. Jags favored by 1.5 over under 47.5 points.
I never thought that this would become an interesting game. Like at the beginning of the season, even like Jags Texans could be a good game. I don't like, yeah, okay.
Damian Pierce is
I'll be right back, boys. You guys carry on.
Potentially going to be coming back in this one at the RB position for the Texans. Based on what the Texans have done and what the Jaguars are but what they have showed throughout the past 5 to 6 games, I'm actually going to go with the over in this game. Give me the points. Give me CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence to get into a duel.
It's interesting you say that. I had that thought. I don't think I'm going to do it, but I like the pick.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. That's a game I probably won't be able to watch it. I probably won't be in a spot I can watch it, but I'm going to be interested in that. In fact, I'm probably going to be in the woods. So sorry about it. The Saints at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 1.5 over under 42.5. Michael Thomas out. Michael Thomas out. Michael Thomas out. I think it's time for him to move on or retire.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want anything to do with this game anyway. This is garbage.
Yeah, this is not one that I'm super interested in either. So moving on to the Bucks at the Colts. Colts favored by 2.5 over under 43.5.
One step above the previous game in my mind.
I was just gonna say this is another one that's just kind of poopy for me.
Yeah, another one I got no real feel for and don't really care.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 4 p.m. games in the NFL. Rams at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 1.5 over under 44.5. Cooper Kupp is questionable in this one. Kieran Williams probable for the Rams. And obviously we know that Kyler Murray is back.
I am staying away.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one of those that I'm not
Yeah.
super interested.
Yeah, some of these
So
games, like I think they're good on Thanksgiving. We have some fun, and then Sunday's games kind of are a little poopy.
They're lackluster. Yeah.
the Browns at the Broncos. Actually, somewhat exciting matchup now with the Broncos
Yeah,
getting the win last week against the Vikings. Broncos favored by 2.5, over under 35.5.
I have a hard time picking this one.
I think that I will end up taking the Browns plus 2.5 here.
Not
I'm gonna
bad. I mean,
shy away. They're not a bad pick though.
we
I
got
also
DTR as the presumed starter, but the
mm,
Browns have also signed Joe
Joe
Flacco,
Flacco.
yeah.
who I don't think is going to see anywhere near the field unless it's an emergency situation in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But
This is another under.
yes, I'm already on the under.
Okay, we'll put
Tossing
it
the
on
under
there.
of this game out there. This is one of those. Both teams, I don't think want to light up the scoreboard. Russ Wilson already plays a ball control type game, and the Browns are just going to feed into that. I think there's going to be a lot of running clock, a lot of first, second, and third down runs. Hope that we get a first down. Go from there.
All
Agreed.
right.
Next, you got the Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs favored by 9.5, coming off their loss to the Eagles over under 43.5.
Ugh. I think the Chiefs win. I don't think they cover, and I think the over here has a shot as well.
I think the over only has a shot if the Chiefs receivers can hold on to the ball this week.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Right? I don't know what I mean, the Chiefs have not even sneaky at this point. They've got like a top 3 defense in the league. And the Raiders are not necessarily outside of Devontae Adams. Josh Jacobs hasn't been, going gangbusters anytime recently. I mean, I understand it's a brand new team or a new team, a different team under Antonio Pierce, but I'm going to stay away, but I'm going to lean the Chiefs to cover.
Gun to my head, I would agree with you, but
You know what? I take that over comment back. I would almost go so far as to say the under, the
Wow.
opposite. I thought they looked the scoreboard up against the Dolphins. I thought it was a shit show, but it was not.
Nope.
Huh. 42. Yeah, I mean, what's the over under here?
43.
43.5.
Yeah, maybe. Alex, this is a good one.
It could be.
Could be. Next, we got the Bills traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Eagles favored by 3.5, over under 48.5. Chance of rain in the city of brotherly shove.
I like the Eagles here.
I mean, why
Right.
why wouldn't we like the Eagles, right? They just covered, well, like more than covered. They won straight out as a dog against the Chiefs at Kansas City. Now they're coming home to host the Bills, and I still not sure what the Bills are.
I'm just afraid to bet against the Bills because I'm afraid that at any given time they can play up to their potential.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to stay away.
I think there's too much controversy and too much drama with the Bills to match the Eagles this time around.
All right, moving on to Sunday night football. The Ravens traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Ravens.
How many night games did the Chargers get? They've been on TV a lot this year.
That's what I was gonna say. I was just about to say that, Jim. That's good for you.
Well, aren't they? They want to highlight the stadium, yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
That's part. I think that's part of the plan. Is let's get them on as much as possible. Ravens favored by 3.5, over under 46.5. Mark Andrews obviously out for the Ravens. Odell Beckham is questionable. We all know that Joey Bosa said questionable in the injury report, but I think it's confirmed he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
He is out.
Do we I mean, the question is, do you think Mark Andrews is worth like 3 or 4 points to the Ravens? Because I would expect them to be like 6-ish point favorites in this.
I'm not going to bet against the Chargers for the whole same reason Alex doesn't. bet on WVU. The Chargers are not going to win this game.
I, I think that the thing is you lose that safety valve in Mark Andrews
Yeah,
more than
you're
anything. So, I mean, I feel like when the Steelers don't have Pat Fryermuth, who's not as good of a tight end as Mark Andrews, they lose that safety. So you're either on or off. So I think there is a potential that it could be that big of a deal to lose him.
No.
I think the Ravens win by 7.
Hmm.
I think the Chargers might try to tank this game
A tank for what?
to get rid of the coach.
I
Being
don't know,
honest.
Jim. They're still professionals.
Yeah,
they're
but
still
that
playing
guy's
for a
dog
check.
shit. Ugh.
Do you want to talk about him anymore? Talk about
If I
Brandon
was that,
Staley?
I tank it. How about that?
What's that? What'd you say?
I would tank it.
You would?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to Monday Night Football. The Bears at Minnesota to take on Skull, the Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.5, over under 43.5. Justin Jefferson not expected to come back. I don't think he was activated off the IR yet.
Who knows in this game?
Yeah. And I feel like the NFL has had a lot of who knows this year. Like there's several teams that every once in a while just look like they could beat anyone.
According to Tom Brady, he said on the Stephen A show that the caliber of performance and athlete has dropped.
Because he was a finely tuned athletic machine.
I know, right? But that's what he says.
Like, I mean, I get it that he's the GOAT, but it's not like he was an athletic man, but it's not like he was the most athletic human.
No, it was just I think it's more his mind than anything. But
All right, he could throw the ball really well and accurate, and he made it work. But
Yeah.
if anybody got near him, he just fell down like a sack of potatoes. Ooh,
Like LeBron James.
Ooh, LeBron slander
Yep.
from Ohio.
He's
Did your Homer bell like something shock you? Do you go to hell for this? What's going on?
Alex,
good help for this.
Alex, will you remind Muff that I've been hating on LeBron for a while now?
Well, you went through a I love LeBron phase. We have to remember,
I did.
but you did come out of it on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm just curious of how you're not like bursting into flames.
Yeah, for slandering the king of Ohio.
He's not. First off,
He's the
not
king.
The king.
He
is the king.
He's not the king of Ohio.
Who's the king of Ohio then? AJ Hawk.
AJ Hawk.
He's the president.
What is Herb Street?
Hmm.
I don't know if Pat McAfee has given Herb Street a title.
Yeah,
of
he
Ohio.
did.
He's the governor.
He's the governor. The governor. Yeah.
He's the governor of Ohio. AJ Hawk's the president. Herb Street's the governor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. We digress.
All right. That gets us out of the NFL, which brings us into college football.
And another week. I mean, there's not a lot here to write home about.
There's some good rivalry games.
Anything can happen in a rivalry game, Jim.
That's what I mean. I like it. I like this. I like the college slate better than it's not for betting, but for watching. I like the college slate better.
Yeah, absolutely. But if we're putting money down,
yeah, no, I think money wise, I think it's hard to bet college this week because you have to factor in that everything's a rivalry game.
And the spreads there's some high ones here.
Yeah.
How about it, boys?
Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Ole Miss favored by 10, over under 55.5.
In the Egg Bowl.
I stopped me from betting on Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Stop you?
Yeah.
You sure? You don't want any part of this?
I really want Ole Miss. But
well, we know that's the way you would go.
What a poopy. That would suck if my no, I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I actually kicked around the Ole Miss bet here too, but it comes down to it's away and it's 10.
Right.
And it's I don't know.
Mississippi
Again,
State. What do they have? Anything?
Huh?
Mississippi State have anything?
No, and I think they just got rid of their coach, right?
I don't know.
So I don't know either. But
I'm staying away. I haven't really joined on the old Miss train at all, so this is nothing new for me.
yeah, no, I'm gonna stay away.
We know, Muff. You don't get on our trains very often.
You don't. If you do, it's kind of scary for
You
you.
two get worried when I do. That's the problem.
Yeah, it makes me nervous. Why is Muff agreeing with us?
They haven't beat anybody by 10 points except for Georgia Tech and Tulane.
That's what I mean. They're just not a big blowout.
Yeah, no. Next. What's next, Alex?
Next, we have TCU at number 13, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 9.5 points, over under 63.5.
What do you think, Alex?
Stay away.
Stay away.
Yep.
Yeah, this isn't really like a rivalry game, is it?
No. Well, I mean, they already had the rivalry game.
Right.
That's why I'm always confused why they don't have Bedlam on during rivalry week.
Maybe they changed that when they joined the SEC.
The battle at Bedlam on rivalry week, I think would be too much. It'd be a mouthful.
That would be a whole.
That's literally it, probably. It just
Right.
doesn't sound pretty. I recommend staying away. So
All right.
I'm gonna take your advice.
good. Next, we have number 20, Iowa at Nebraska. Nebraska is favored by 2.5 points, over under 26.5.
Nebraska.
26.5.
All right, gentlemen. I have a play.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Iowa and Nebraska play for the Heroes Trophy.
Uh-huh.
Heroes always go home and fornicate with the prom queen, which means this is going over. Give me the over 26.5 in Iowa and Nebraska, going against everything, all of the logic. But they're going to be my hero, baby, and we're going to do it.
I don't know, Muff.
We're going to do it, Jim.
I mean, he's had a pretty good sense on his overs and unders this year.
You're not wrong.
I think we let him ride with it.
Yeah, all right. Go for it, bud.
I think it's because Nebraska, if it happens, it'll be because Nebraska upsets Iowa.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Or Iowa's defense has a down week, but we'll see. Next, we have number 10 Missouri traveling to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks, and Missouri is favored by 8.5 points with the over under at 54.5. Give me Missouri.
You know what? Good call. I'm doing it too. I'm going to tell you, I was researching the scores for Arkansas are not good.
No.
They have the one win against Florida to write home about.
Yep.
Other than that, it is garbage.
I don't think Missouri goes 2 weeks in a row without covering.
Is Missouri playing for anything? No.
No.
They're playing for bowl and positioning.
Yeah. But and pride, I mean, they've had a good season. Like they're the kind of team that like wants to finish strong, I feel like.
I agree with that too.
Right. I mean, they can make a case for a New Year's Six bowl here.
Yeah, yes. And even beyond that, I think it's just a thing of, hey, we had a really great season. Let's seal it. So that's what we got there. That's my play. Next, we have number 11 Penn State at Michigan State. Penn State minus 21.5, over under 42.5.
Who is playing quarterback?
Oh, thank you.
Is it Bo Pribula? Is it Drew Aller? But they are playing for the Land Grant Trophy.
I about came out talking all kinds of shit.
I like the under. Under 42.
I don't know. I mean, if Pribula is playing, it's a totally different offense. It reminds you more of the Trace McSorley, Sean Clifford, Penn State offensive days, which I think just fits their offensive style better. I think Drew Aller's a year away from that offense being what it needs to be. So I'm just gonna stay away in this one. It's at Michigan State. They're just trying to be fools and ruin something. So staying away.
Yeah, I would too. I think all of Muff's points. And Alex, I worry about the over here. If Michigan State shows up like they did at Ohio State against a big team, they couldn't get anything on the board against Ohio State.
But I said I want to take the under.
Oh, okay. I thought you said over. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad pick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride the under there.
I think that's a good pick.
All right. Next, we have number 15, Oregon State at number 6, Oregon. I think this will be a good matchup. Oregon is favored by 13.5 points with the over-under at 61.5. I don't want to see an upset here because I think it tarnishes the entire Pac-12, Oregon, Washington championship matchup. I don't think necessarily that Oregon State beats Oregon, but I'd be nervous about them covering that 13.5 spread.
Give me all the points in this one. Bo Nix just trying to show out for the Heisman Trophy because he might not get another shot.
So you're going to take him. Why wouldn't you take then Oregon to cover?
I'm just taking the over. I'm just saying DJ Uyunglele for Oregon State, and that offense is going to do what they can to keep up, but it's going to be high scoring. I'm going to take the over 61.5. We're not allowed to say this because I think we're not allowed to say it's this anymore, but it's the Civil War and they're playing for the Platypus Trophy.
We're not allowed to say Civil War.
They stopped calling it that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It got canceled.
It did. Totally canceled.
All right. So those games are on Friday. Saturday, we move into a noon slate that features the game, number 2 Ohio State, traveling to the Big House to take on number 3 Michigan. Michigan is favored by 3.5 points. The over-under is set at 45.5.
Your commentary, Jim. Go.
I like the under here, and I like Ohio State money line.
Great breakdown. Why do you like that?
I don't think it's going to be a giant
Bill Toppers.
I think it's going to be more of a defensive struggle,
Yeah.
like a defensive war than an offense. I think it's going to be so much build up that the offensive performance by both teams is going to be underwhelming. So that's why I like the over. And then I got a bonus on FanDuel to pick a money line. So obviously you know who I pick.
Yeah, I feel like they could be favored by or underdogs by 20 points, and I don't see you ever placing a bet on Michigan.
No.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Over under 4.5. The times that Gus Johnson says,
Maserati
and there's a
Mark
pass to Maserati Mav.
4 times.
Over under 4.5.
Over.
He's gonna say 5 or more.
Yeah. Yeah. He got 4 receptions last game on the Big Ten channel against Minnesota.
Oh, he's gonna say it probably before the game even starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna go over.
Next, we have Kentucky at number 9, Louisville. Louisville's favored by 6.5 points, over under 50.5. I'm going with Louisville at home to win by a touchdown.
Me too.
Ooh, they're already in. They're already in the championship game. They're playing for the Governor's Cup.
They're gonna go all out. I think they're gonna make Kentucky look bad.
Yeah,
Look
worse
bad.
than Kentucky already looks on a regular basis by themselves.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised that Jim didn't say anything to me on this.
On what?
It's not even in your picks, and it's in mine. You tailed it, and you didn't even realize it. Ohio State, Michigan under for me.
I think it's smart. It's a good pick. Good pick. Good stuff.
good poo. All right. Next, we have Texas A&M at LSU. LSU is favored by 11.5 points, over under 66.5.
Riding it, boys. I mean, Mr. Daniels and LSU to cover 11.5 at home in another statement game for his Heisman hopes.
I think this is going to be a miss.
A miss?
I don't think he's going to have a show-out game, and I don't think they covered, but I'm not putting my money on it.
I like them to cover.
Well, then I don't care what your thoughts are if you're not willing to put your money on it. Get out of my face.
I have other things at hand.
That's add another one, buddy.
Let's keep trucking. Alex?
I considered taking this game because of kind of what you said. I think that they are going to let Jane Daniels run wild to try to boost his resume since he's not on a championship team.
Right. And A&M, they got guys that might not be playing. Jimbo's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys fanboy for that quarterback.
He's the Heisman front runner.
He's
I'm not a
good.
fan. Not a fan.
Why are you not a fan? Because he's at LSU?
Yes.
At least Jim admits it when he does stuff like that.
No, he's just saying that to be contrarian. I think he has other reasons he doesn't talk about him. I
No,
just gave him
that's
his reason. He said yes.
Oh, I know what
that's
his
ex-
reason is because he thinks Marv Harrison should be getting the Heisman votes.
I already said Bo Nix is my guy, first of all. Before y'all get up in my grill.
all up in your Kool-Aid. We don't even know what your flavor is.
Yeah.
I think I see what the issue is.
Do you?
No, I have no idea.
No, I have no idea. It just clearly was going to piss you off when he said it like that. You walked right into that
It was clearly to get that reaction.
All right, 3
If
o'clock.
you said
PM,
something, I was be like, "Oh yeah, sure, that's it."
3 o'clock p.m. Keon travels to Utah without Cam Rising.
Well, he might be there, Alex. You don't know.
That's true. That he might be there, but he won't be playing.
Maybe.
Utah is favored by 20
Is he
win.
questionable? Do we see the injury report? Are we sure?
That's true. Jim, what do you think?
I'm staying away. This is what Colorado's last time to shine. I think this could be an upset here.
What do you make of Colorado's season?
It's a bust.
Okay.
It is a bust.
It is definitely the biggest bust because they've improved the most out of one-win teams in the NCAA from last year. The most improved one-win team, and they are a bust.
It's a bust because of what they made it into be.
Yep.
I understand it's a social bust.
They made themselves a bust. If they'd have just kept their mouth shut and worried about football and all who's playing in the concerts, never mind, I'm getting off my porch. All right.
You two can both just get that rocking chair and rock away.
3:30 p.m. We have
they've lost to Stanford, UCLA. I mean, they lost games that beginning of the season they should have won.
What says who?
The experts at the beginning of the season.
No, because the experts were probably drinking the Kool-Aid that the rest of the world was.
Therefore, it's a bust. If you
no, I'm saying they are about where I thought they would be. I said if they got to 500, I think it would be a successful season at the beginning of the year.
They're not.
I understand. I said if they got to 500, it would be a successful season. I think the fact they did what they did makes it fine. I am not feeling any negative feelings towards this season for them. I think the rest of the world built this up and is making everyone feel the way that they feel.
We did it.
I think within realistically,
he did it.
Thank you.
Louis did it.
Yeah, you should have kept your jib shut. It was a great social experiment. I understand what you were doing. I understand how you were trying to pull it off, but your team couldn't back it up.
Anybody know what the name of this game is in the rivalry?
Nope.
No.
The Rumble in the Rockies.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a cool one compared to some of the other, like the Egg
Yeah.
Bowl. I would rather play in a Rumble in the Rockies than an Egg Bowl.
Bingo.
All right. Next, we have Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia Tech -3 over under 51.5.
No, thank you.
I put this on here just to see if anybody would be interested in the Virginia.
I was interested. If I was going to be interested in something, that would be it. But I don't think I can risk it.
No.
Do we know what they're playing for?
Nope.
The Commonwealth Cup. And I'm going to bite, boys. Give me Virginia plus the points, hosting Virginia Tech in the Commonwealth Cup.
I don't hate it. I think that's not a bad pick. And I hate Virginia Tech, so I'm rooting for you. Next, we have JMU, number 24, at Coastal Carolina. JMU is favored by 8.5 points over under 50.5.
The Dukes versus our guys.
I know.
The Chanticleers versus the Dukes.
I don't know, man. My money won't go back to JMU. I did it. I tried it.
Big letdown spot.
Nope.
Coming off the emotional high to the emotional low to where does it go from there? Can they get up for another big game?
I don't know. That's why I'm not dabbling.
Yeah, me either. Staying away.
I don't think they cover.
Next, we have number 8, Bama at Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Bama's favored by 14.5 points over under 48.5. Give me Bama.
I'm with Alex. Give me the Bama Crimson Tide.
So here's my thing. Just a thought.
Okay.
I think of all the coaches in all of the games, if somebody was going to throttle, like pull the throttle down when he goes up big, it's Nick. I think he knows he's got Georgia next week. I think Bama will win. I don't think Auburn covers because Nick kind of lets them back in it.
Wait. You don't
I
think
he
that
mixed
Auburn
up what he was-
covers?
I think he mixed up what he was saying.
Yeah, I did. I think Bama wins,
But they do not cover.
cover because Nick's holding his people back.
So if this was an Ohio State Michigan game, what would you say if Ryan Day did this?
Death. No.
And you don't think that the Bama fan base feels the same way about this game?
There are people that say it is the biggest rivalry in college football.
Yeah, this is.
I mean,
But I also think
rivalry.
Bama fans know next week's what matters. And I think they would be more understanding.
You think that Bama fans are more understanding? Remember that rivalry
people got
and what's
shot
happened
over
with trees, Jim.
I know. That's just what I think.
I understand. I'm just saying. I think there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot more emotional history to this one off the field that the fans, I think, are just rabid. I don't. I'm not going to sit here and say that in the beginning to middle of the fourth quarter, if Bama's up by 4 scores, that they don't have the second, third strings and walk-ons out there. But Auburn is absolutely dog shit this year, and I don't even know if Auburn can do much against Bama's second string. Like that's really what I'm thinking here.
Yeah.
That's my feeling, man. I'm sticking
Fair
with
enough. Fair enough. I'm with Alex. Bama cover.
What's next, Alex?
Next up, we have number 16 Arizona at Arizona State. Arizona favored by 10.5 points, over under 49.5.
I wanted to. It's the reason I put this on here. I wanted to take Arizona, but they're traveling. And I don't it's rivalry weekend. Arizona to me is outperformed. This is one of those games in the rivalry spot that it could go the wrong way for them. They're playing the duel in the desert, playing for the Territorial Cup. And I think Arizona definitely wins, but I think this rivalry keeps it closer than we expect.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't feel confident enough to bet on it. So next we have Arkansas State at Marshall. Marshall minus 2.5, over under 53.5.
No way in hell.
Is this a rivalry game, Alex, or is this just
I don't think so. I think it's just a game.
just a game?
If
I
it
think
is, I've
that's
never
the-
heard of it.
Yeah.
But WVU's playing Baylor. What? Why? Why don't we just let WVU play Marshall this week?
I mean, it's an out of conference game, so we would have had to give up like Pitt or Penn State, and I don't think you're going to get us to give up Pitt or Penn State for Marshall.
I think you just have to have it happen.
Got to do it.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
4 p.m. we have Washington State at Washington. Number 4 Washington. Washington is favored by 16.5 points, over under 67.5.
I think for the Apple Cup.
Washington State's got something to prove. I mean, if they beat the champion who's trying to take away their rights to the title of Pac-12, I think they come with a chip on their shoulder with this one.
Their rights to the Pac-12.
Yeah, there's a whole court battle, Muff.
Washington State kind of fell apart.
Yeah, they did. I think they had an easier early schedule and they started playing these big dogs. I understand. It's a court battle with the Pac-12 and Washington State and
Oregon State.
Oregon State. Yeah, right. There might just be a championship game that one of them wins. One of them is a Pac-12 champion next 2 years potentially. I don't think that matters in this one. I think Washington. I think Washington covers, but I'm not that confident in the rivalry game.
Heard that. Next, we get into our 7 p.m. stunner, WVU at Baylor. WVU favored by 8.5 points, over under 55.5. You might want to look at like the over. I could see this being a Big 12 type game. Usually Baylor WVU games have some points in them. I'll be watching.
You'll be watching.
I don't even know if I can watch it.
Why?
I don't know if the WVU games make it out of West Virginia.
Oh, I don't know what they're on tonight or this weekend.
And I'm not being a jerk. Like, I have not seen one WVU game on my television.
WVU Pitt was an option to watch. You just chose not to.
Yeah, and I think that
Fair.
it was definitely on. They had a couple nationally televised games.
It says
but,
it will be on Fox Sports 1.
FS1. There you go.
yeah, you can watch it on there.
All
All
right.
right. Into the night, we have number 1 Georgia at Georgia Tech. Georgia minus 24.5 over under 60.5.
Staying away.
Georgia Tech. Jim is not getting involved.
Nope.
I think this is more likely that Kirby throttles this one down. I don't know if there's as much. I mean, there's a story here, but I don't think it's been as historically competitive, right?
Yeah.
What are they playing for? They
rights
also
to
play
Georgia.
for the Governor's Cup.
Well,
Get more creative, people.
yeah, do better.
Clean old-fashioned hate was apparently the moniker for this.
Okay.
It's just like a Georgia, like, oh, we're going to be. This is a Southern game. It says clean old-fashioned hate.
Well, I think the clean means not racist.
Oh,
Clean
Okay.
old-fashioned hate, as opposed to dirty old-fashioned hate, which could be racist.
Who do you want to win the Heisman?
Bo Nix
Over.
at the field. Why are you trying to make this a race thing? I'm just making
You
fun
just
of the
did.
South.
You just
I'm
did.
making fun of the South. Now you're trying to make me a racist, you prick.
all right. Next, we have number 5 Florida State at Florida. Florida State favored by 6.5 points over under 49.5 without Jordan Travis.
Oh yeah, this is. I mean, Florida State's already in the ACC championship game. I think this is going to be a figured out game.
Yeah, see what we have moving forward.
It's in the swamp, right? I don't know how I feel about the swamp. This is actually in the swamp. I'm almost like 99.9%.
Yeah, it's not just a pretend swamp game.
This is not a pretend swamp game. This is the real swamp. This is the Florida Cup playing for the McCullough Trophy.
Yeah, I wonder what the line was with Jordan Travis.
I bet you're like in the 13 to 14 range.
Yeah. And our last game to talk about, Kansas at Cincinnati. Kansas minus 6.5 over under 57.5.
Alex, why shouldn't I take Kansas here?
I don't know. They've just been a little sketchy lately. I'm not going to take them. I would lean Kansas. I won't stop you from doing it. I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that
I'm going to do it.
WVU rocked Cincinnati last week. So
He's doing it.
I'm doing it.
He's doing it, guys.
like
Do it, Jim. Do it.
I won't stop you.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. And that wraps up our slate of games.
Wraps up all the games in the NFL and college world, which brings us to our best bets. We'll
Does.
start with Alex.
I have Missouri minus 8.5 at Arkansas, the Penn State, Michigan State under 42.5, Louisville minus 6.5 versus Kentucky, Bama minus 14.5 at Auburn. And then in the NFL, I'll go Lions minus 7.5 versus the Packers, Cowboys minus 10.5 versus Commanders, and the Browns plus 2.5 at the Broncos.
Next, moving to Jim.
In college, I got Louisville minus 6.5, Missouri minus 8.5 against Arkansas, Kansas minus 6.5 against Cincinnati. In the NFL, I'm taking the Lions minus 7.5 against the Packers, the Cowboys minus 10.5 against the Commanders, and the 49ers minus 7 against the Seahawks. Small slate for me.
Don't worry. I'm making up for it with mine. Count them, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games on my slate this week.
Maxing out.
10. Maxing out the graphic with this one. Starting off on Thursday, Thanksgiving football. I'm going to take the Lions to cover 7.5, hosting the Packers. The Cowboys to cover 10.5, hosting the Commanders. Getting into college world, I'm going to take Iowa, Nebraska over 26.5, followed by Oregon State, Oregon over 61.5. Ohio State, Michigan under 45.5 in the game. LSU to cover 11.5, hosting Texas A&M. Virginia plus the points, +3 hosting Virginia Tech. Bama in the Iron Bowl to cover 14.5 traveling to Auburn. And in the NFL, I have Jaguars Texans over 47.5 in Sunday football. And to cap it off, the Browns and the Broncos under 35.5.
Hey, I'm adding another one.
Uh-oh.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
Friends don't let friends bet on the Egg Bowl.
Give me Ole Miss. -10 against Mississippi State.
He's done it. Can't stay away from Lane. Can't quit him, Jim. You
I
cannot
can't quit him.
Can't quit
Can't
Lane.
quit him.
All right, that brings us into our specialty pick, starting with the Mike All-Star Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow, pow.
I nominate Louisville
I-
as my nomination.
I disagree. I nominate something on Thanksgiving Day. We all have a piece of Thanksgiving Day action.
But okay. I'm not going to argue with you, but I think we're putting a lot of our eggs. We've all taken the risk of saying we're doing.
You realize you're the only one. Never mind, Alex is on Louisville too.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I didn't realize you weren't.
If we're gonna go with Thanksgiving Day, I think I like the Cowboys take.
I agree with that.
We're doing
What do
it.
you think, Moff?
Mm,
We're gonna go MCDC to get the
I mean,
Thanksgiving.
I'm on both of them. So, I mean, I lean MCDC, but if you two are more confident in the other one, I have no problems going with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely more confident.
And the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week, we are taking the Cowboys, cover 10.5, hosting the Commanders in Thanksgiving afternoon football.
Woo!
Yay!
In the Midwest Mapster Risky Pick of the Week,
Get out of here.
the Moneyline Dog.
Right.
Don't have a lot of Moneyline Dogs sitting around, do we?
I have the Browns on my list, but
I'm gonna say in don't know if I can let my heart do that, Alex.
I get it.
It's more of a anti-Browns pick.
That's fair. We have Iowa over Nebraska. Ohio State over Michigan.
Not sure I'm going to put that in Jim's lap.
I'm just kidding.
I already bet it.
Virginia.
If they lose, Jim, you've done this to yourself.
No,
I'm aware.
I don't feel like hearing about it, to be honest. And it will not go well.
What's that?
It will not go well if they lose. So I don't think I can.
I say we do it.
I am against it.
We're gonna have to pick up the pieces at the end, Jim.
I swear you won't hear a word.
What about Virginia over?
We're gonna hear a word.
I'm talking about as far as betting goes. You won't hear a word.
All right, but I understand, but it's going to be just amplified by the fact that not only if they lost, but you've lost multiple bets.
I say we put it in there.
I don't want it in there.
Virginia over Virginia Tech.
I don't want that.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one on that. I wouldn't force on that. Texans. We've had a good run with the Texans. I'm just using that as a consideration.
It's at their stadium, Texans. I don't hate that.
I still say Ohio State. But whatever. Cheeky bastards. I'm okay with the Texans pick.
Yeah, I'd say Texans at all that. Probably good.
What are in there?
Do it.
Midwest Maps, the risky pick of the week.
Get out of here. I thought I'm confused now.
We are taking the Texans as Moneyline Dogs hosting the Jaguars. Now it comes down to you two hooligans.
So, no, well, we got to do the Luita, right?
Do we? I thought this was a replacement.
Oh, Alex, decision time.
Uh-oh.
Are we replacing it?
I think we need to give it a week off.
Yeah, I think maybe this is a holiday.
We can revisit. We can revisit it later if we want.
Yeah, let's do a holiday.
This is the last thing of the season.
No, it's not. We'll have bowls and a lot of NFL
Jim,
season.
there's a lot of NFL left. Don't forget, the world does not stop when rivalry week ends.
Jim's World
I
does.
understand this is tough for you,
It is very.
but there's still a lot of football left in the world.
Okay.
We'll take a week off. We'll do a stuff the turkey parlay.
I don't know that I want to take a week off, but all right, fine. So these are our options.
You can still do your own parlay, Jim.
It's not fun without you guys. It's just not fun.
We can all get on the stuffed turkey parlay. It's the same thing, different name.
These are unders though.
That's fine. We love unders.
So from the notes that we've taken as we went, I have Panthers, Titans over under 37. The Dolphins, Jets over under 41. The Browns and Broncos over under 35.5. And the Chiefs, Raiders over under 43.5.
As unders, right?
These would be the unders, yes.
How many games do we want to have? We want to keep it with 4? Or do we want to go to 3? Do we want to go up to 5?
I like 4.
I like 4.
And I think that we just have to trust our guts on this one, because these are the ones we picked while we were going through. And I think if we try to go back through and pick them now, we might overthink it.
The reason I asked about 5 is because I wanted to put the Ohio State Michigan game in there as an under. But I don't want to replace anything. That's the thing. I want to go with what was there, only if we were going to go to 5.
It's an NFL thing.
Okay. These are all Sunday games, correct?
Yes.
Well, buddy.
The turkey are like.
I was wondering what the sound effect was. We didn't really talk that out.
Do we ever want to make sound effects?
That's true.
Usually I just start making noises.
Another excellent point.
It's not scripted. Alex's noises are not scripted.
They're not. They never know what's going to happen.
Hand check.
Go ahead, Alex. Do it. Stuff the turkey part.
Oh, you wanted me to say the teams?
Yes. But
Alex has a one-trick mind. Sound effects.
Yep, that's where we're at right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, so stuff the turkey parlay is Panthers.
We got there.
Under 37. Dolphins at the Jets under 41. Browns at the Broncos under 35.5, and the Chiefs at the Raiders under 43.5.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's get after it.
Stuff the turkey to go under.
What do we do if this hits? Is my next question. Like, if this hits and we have replaced the whale,
we have to stuff something else next week.
Okay. Again, this episode's getting weirder and weirder.
Hand check. What do we got to? We have to find something else.
Jesus.
That's one hand. Was that just one hand?
It's just one hand.
Yeah, right or left. There's knew you were a cheeky guy.
Okay, take us home, Muff.
No, but that we had to talk about that. We have to find something new.
I thought we were just gonna stuff something else. I was cool with that.
Oh, okay. That's
like you had me bought in.
Okay, we're in. All right, that
stuffed animal
brings us to the end of the Thanksgiving Day episode of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. As a reminder, follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, sportsstuff.w/Jim, Ampersand Muff on Facebook, on YouTube,
Twitter,
X.
Did you freeze? Like, this is the worst ending.
X to the Z exhibit. Pimp your ride, especially on a special Friday, whenever it's
a payday.